banners are being raised, forges are blazing, and bones are being bronzed, all in preparation for war. Georg scries on Cauldron to see what he can learn about the gathering forces. It would appear that the army gathered so far seems pretty ramshackle and is consisting of fewer than 100 men, which bolsters Georg's confidence. After reporting this information to Baron Song and discussing some strategy, Georg spends the next few days supervising preparations for the siege, which includes casting stone skin on Baron Song, Cal Crystal, Haynes, Cal Crystal, and some troops, and Cal Crystal. He also moved the ballista to the roof of the keep, and he periodically checks on the enemy camps and notices that each time the forces have grown a little. On the fourth day, the enemy seems to be preparing to march, and Misty Rapids braces itself. On the day of the siege, Georg fails to find the enemy with the scry spell, so he heads to town to take position in the temple's tower, which Mother Oldman grudgingly allows. Hours pass with no sight of the enemy until a single rider approaches under a white flag. He makes demands of surrender and hints that the siege has already begun at the Motte and Bailey. So Georg hops on his phantom steed and speeds there. He arrives to find the enemy army is starting to set up the siege. Georg only encounters some minor resistance on the way to the keep, and once safely inside, he surveys the battlefield, and he spots about half the army moving towards the keep. Georg giantifies Haynes, and spots the enemy wizard and interrupts her spell by casting magic missiles at her, but she survives due to a missing +1, and knocks open the wall gate, but Giant Haynes and his minions quickly respond and keep holding back the hostile forces. But with the enemy clustered around the gate, they are easy prey for the lightning bolt Georg unleashes, filling the air with the scent of burning flesh and screams. Giant Haynes leaps into the smoking gap that the bolt created and starts murdering all who stand against him, and the battle descends into chaos. Between Haynes's might and Georg's magic, Baron Steamwall's number counts for naught, but his wizard unleashes a barrage of magic missiles and sends Georg hurling into the black depths of unconsciousness. But the mighty Giant Haynes slays both the remaining knight and the wizard despite being blinded. How long until the other half of Steamwall forces attack? Will Georg awake before they do? Will we ever see the Bronze Guard? Let's find out on Dicing with Death.
Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Ryan, how are you doing?
Shut up, I'm listening to the recap.
Ryan is the only one of us that listened to the recap this week. I was too busy eating ice cream to pay attention to it.
So well, chat will have heard by now. Instead, you're talking over mine. Whatever. It's done. It's done. I don't know how it ended. Tell me how it ended. Or what's new with you? Chat saw you like 2 hours ago.
They saw me 2 hours ago. But for those of you on YouTube who don't watch Hardcore Heroes, actually, let's start with Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
Not a lot. Work. Lots of writing. Boring. I'm heading down to San Francisco tomorrow.
Oh, you are? Wow.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. I'm heading up to San Francisco tomorrow. Maybe we should
Oh, well,
meet.
we should totally meet up, get lunch or something.
Yeah. Hey,
Or-
I'm going to the Russian River this weekend. You want to come?
Careful, you'll get a bunch of Twitch chat showing up. Showing up in their man thongs as European boys do, and
They don't have time to book flights.
I heard you were going tubing.
Yeah. So that's what's going on, and I think for both of us, my 30th birthday, is this weekend. So we're gonna go hanging out and floating down the river, which will be cool. And that's Age of Strife and this birthday are the only things in my life right now. Everything else is just a blur.
Yeah.
Well,
No dicing with death. 'Cause you murdered everyone, and it's just done.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
it happens.
you want to talk about the new setting that we're doing for my character?
You're good. I'm not quick enough on my feet to troll along with you.
Yeah. All right, let's hop into game.
Spoiler alert, I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I don't actually know where I am. We had like 3 possible options. There was some luring.
So
There was a lot of luring on the Reddit, and a reasonable amount of luring between Neil and I.
yeah.
Ooh, a salt spell. I should research a wall of salt or something like that.
So Georg wakes up. You are in the grass on a field. I think you look around for a moment, and you see a blind Haynes swinging his sword around until he cuts this wizard in half, and then continues to keep swinging his sword around on the battlefield, yelling and crying. You feel around your belly, and you
Yeah,
feel two.
there's a warmth on my hand.
Yeah.
How much?
You
I'm
feel
covered in blood. What HP am I at?
you feel 2 fresh magic missile wounds on
Mhm.
you, but the third seemed to have missed.
Yeah, I was just. I think that was like 10 magic missiles that were launched at me in the course of several seconds, right? Because this is what. Yeah, sorry to get out of your meta for a second, but this is an interesting quirk of the 2E initiative system, and this is how Tyrus the first died. Is you can get 2 attacks back to back. So she had a magic missile, and then she won the initiative and got a second magic missile.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Chaotic burst of magical energy. What HP am I at? Or are we?
I don't remember what
So,
the damage
if
rolls
all of
were,
the- if
and I
all
don't
of the
remember what your
missiles
HP
would've-
was.
yeah.
So,
Oh, you
Uh,
don't have to.
I mean, the
If,
rules for in person, so you can just be at 1.
Okay, if all of the missiles would have hit, I would be at -2.
Okay, 1 of them missed, so I think that puts you at, let's just say at 1. Average
Okay.
roll. This music not playing. We were supposed to have background music this entire time, and yet it didn't play. Right.
All right.
All right. Was none of this playing? There we go.
And Twitch chat is open, by the way. They're off. They're on probation. They're not banned from battles, but I don't know. Do they need to talk? Do they need to talking to?
No. They're fine. They're fine.
Fine.
Maybe they should be closed already.
I know. I mean, I think it's important to have that. Like, yeah, I wish I would have had it open during the battle, but the reason I closed it is because of the damn spoilers, guys.
The spoilers and
Breaking my immersion.
oh,
You can't be tuning into the prep streams and then showing up in Twitch chat conjecturing over which spells the wizard has left memorized.
especially considering the wizard completely changed between one
Well, that
thing
makes
and
it
another.
better. If I don't know, anyways.
I think when we prepped a wizard, I had prepped her at 3rd level, and then I had changed her to 5th level days later off stream, and so everyone was chanting one thing when in reality she was another thing. But it doesn't matter. Georg, you wake up.
Yeah.
You've got some wounds.
I actually, I mean, I'm still insubstantial, right? Yeah,
Yes, but you're
like
still
last
wounded.
20 minutes, but not bleeding because I'm insubstantial.
And because you're above 0.
Yeah. Okay. So I get up off the ground and look around me at the battlefield. Are there Steamwald men in sight? Have they've broken and ran for the hills?
There's none in sight. Maybe off in the distance, you can still see some banners flying around.
Yeah, I stagger. Well, maybe I should. I stand up in wraith form, so I'm an insubstantial displaced mist. I may cancel the wraith form in a second, but catch my bearings. I guess Haynes, stop swinging. Or is that, how many bodies are there around him right now? There's like a dozen bodies piled up in a circle around him, including, the wizard.
Maybe like 24, because a lot of them are cut in half, which technically creates 2 bodies. But there's a large mound of corpses just in that whole front gate area.
Are there any dying?
There are the groans of the few who are dying.
I put a couple out of their misery. While still insubstantial, so I assume I can activate the amulet to remove souls, either with the aid of a magic dagger piercing the insubstantial veil, or just simply thrusting the amulet.
I think that's what you did with the dissect child, is you put your hand down his throat while insubstantial with the amulet in your hand.
Yeah.
Sucked his soul out while he was semi-conscious.
Yeah. So we at least put 2 out of their misery.
Okay.
Does Haynes calm down?
He calms down when you tell him to stop swinging. He puts his swords down and then sits against the wall, huffing and puffing.
They're dead. All of them are dead. Whew. How he's giant for like 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah, he's still 12 feet tall.
Not stone-skinned. So is the battle's over. We're standing in the fields of blood.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I cancel my wraith form and go about the process. I guess wraith form, I think it lasts 8 minutes, so it expires or I cancel it, and we go about the process of turning through the dead. I think I go straight for the witch's body. Is she still alive, or is she struck in twain?
She's dead. She's very dead.
Yes, but her equipment is intact because I didn't use my lightning bolt to blow her to smithereens.
Yes.
There are advantages to not listening to the bloodthirsty Malchus worshipping monsters in Twitch chat. Mm-hmm. Did I lose all my spell? So I didn't go. I mean.
No, you didn't slip unconscious.
I think maybe I believed my own illusion for a second there, and I thought that I had taken all of the missile barrage.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably how it went. You saw the magic missiles coming for you, and
I curled up in the fetal in an insubstantial fetal position.
Yeah.
Feigned death.
Kind of blinked your eyes around.
Consciously, I was traumatic. The pieces of the mage.
What about him?
Well, my first thought was, is she still alive? But no. Then I will go to her bag, her spellbook.
Yes, you find her spellbook hanging from her side. The lower half of her.
It's tied around her waist.
It's attached with a chain that goes up the spine of the book. So it can dangle off her by a chain and can hook on and hook off. Like a primitive carabiner.
Is Haynes still blind?
Yes, he's still glitter dusted.
A quick glance over my shoulder to the keep. Do I see anyone peeking? Or are they still frightened and hiding indoors?
You don't see anyone.
All right. I take another probably 2 minutes then to activate a true seeing and refuel with another dying soul. There's 30 bodies. A lot of them are charred beyond recognition, but there's a lot of.
There's over 50 bodies.
Okay.
No, yeah, I guess some of them are inside, some of them are probably fled out. So we're probably in the ballpark of 50, 55. That.
Okay. So I activated True Seeing mostly to detect magic. To see, my first thought is there any magical warding on this chain? Is it a magical? No.
No magical warding, no magical items on the field whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah.
There's probably residue. I probably can see residues of magic all over the place, though.
Of course, yes.
The tether wilds are just torn to pieces. Lightning bolts and magic projectiles have been hurled all over the place.
And magic glitter all over the place.
Yeah.
You're going to be digging that stuff out of your robes for months.
Shards of stone skin. Digging the glitter dust out of my robes. Wow. Okay. So spellbook, anything else of interest on her person? Does she have a name? And so the spellbook is not magical or not enchanted in any way?
Correct, not enchanted.
Does it have like a name? Sorry. Does it have a name or an inscription in the first page? Loretta. Loretta's spellbook. All right. Any other loot that is immediately obvious, or is she prepared for battle?
She was prepared for battle, but there's probably gold on all of these people, or silver, copper, wealth.
I don't take more than a minute or so to do more than a couple minutes to do my removal. So I don't bother taking coin.
Okay.
I'm looking for power, not money. What is this? No magic here. I'll head back into the keep and see what's going on in there. I don't know what the mess is. Yeah. I think out of character, we know that everyone fled, or I guess Georg has to go confirm. Right? There's no more fighting going on inside of the yard.
No more fighting. It's all over.
For a visual of what the keep looks like, there's a pretty impressive rendering over on the subreddit. Who is the artist that did that?
I don't know which name he wants me to go by, but I'm going to do his Twitch name, the Cuddly Panda Dude.
Okay.
It was my Oslo host during KoibuCon.
Nice. So, Georg, once he's removed the spellbook from the half wizard, I head into the yard and look around, try and find survivor. I don't know that. I have no idea if Lord Song survived, if Cal Crystal survived, how many of the. God, in hindsight, we needed way more. We only had 10 men defending this keep.
Right. And when you got a wizard who can knock open the 8.5 by 5.5 foot gates, that's.
I really should have thought of that one.
Yeah. So looking.
Chat saying there should be 1,000 GP rod on the wizard. We can deal with that another time.
You can ignore everything chat says, I think.
Okay. Right. What's going on inside the keep?
Inside the keep, I think Spook is finally wearing off, and you see Kel Crystal and the remaining men rounding up the few survivors that had been spooked in the keep and cornering them over by the, what do you call it, stacks of hay that you shoot arrows at? Targets.
Yeah, whatever.
There's a technical term for them, but targets.
Maybe someone in chat will know. Are there any Steamwalled men still around, or is it they all fled out the open door?
No, the Steamwall men are the people who she has rounded up in her.
Cal Crystal has rounded up prisoners. Okay. Perfect. So I stagger in, bloody and panting. Do I see Lord Song?
You do not see Lord Song in the yard.
Without being like overheard by the prisoners, I would like to ask someone in a panicked voice, probably grabbing the front of their shirt. Where's the Baron?
I don't know. I thought he was with you.
I give like an incredulous look, and in my head I'm thinking, do you think he stepped out of the walls? I guess I head inside of the keep.
Okay. The door is locked.
Okay. I shake it and knock it open. If I still have, if I didn't lose my spells, I gotta know.
The door knocks open, and you see Baron Song, sword in hand, in his armor, with flying snakes above him. Sword pointed at you.
Stop, it's me.
Oh, good.
Um,
He gives a nod, and the snake trainer steps out from behind a pillar and calls the snakes to him. They take
How
off.
big are the snakes at this point?
How big do they grow to? These snakes are about 4 feet tall. And I think they would probably have like a 6-foot wingspan.
That's pretty impressive. Why have they grown? Ooh,
Yeah.
they've broken. Steamwald's men, those that remain, are in retreat. Haynes is blind. I got him to stop flailing his greatsword around like a madman, but I look. Does Baron Song step out into the yard? Does he stay in the
He
keep?
begins to walk out with you.
Okay. What now?
Baron Song comes and surveys the damage, starts taking a head count of soldiers, realizing he's down, I think he went down 6 men. I lost my notes from last week, but I think he's down 6 men, down to 4 actual troops.
Plus Cal Crystal, plus Haynes.
Mhm.
God.
He surveys the ground, calls over the remaining people standing next to the prisoners. So everyone's kind of gathered around these remaining prisoners.
Where are all of the laborers? Are they?
They were dismissed before the battle began.
Okay. So Haynes is blind. He's still enlarged, right? That's
Yes.
That's actually what I'm checking now. If he's enlarged, I will reduce him back down to normal proportions.
If you do that, then as soon as the enlarge wears off, he'll just be shrunk.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think of that.
Although, actually, I think enlarge and reduce cancel each other out. So if you cast
Yeah.
reduce on him, the 2 spells just negate each other.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Characters. Sorry, pulling up my spell list. Over on realgoblins.com. Current spells. Enlarge, yeah, it lasts 40 minutes, so I will reduce him to, well, I guess the battle was only 10 minutes long. One charge.
Yeah, something like that. Battles tend to be short affairs. Well,
So
small
do
battles.
I have to go fetch Haynes? He's still just standing out there amongst the dead, bumping into things.
Well, the glitter dust is worn off, so he
Okay.
hoists himself over the palisade wall in his giant form and comes stalking over to the rest of you.
All right, but were there any magic items strewn about the battlefield? Did any of
No.
the knights have? Where did the magic spear was not present for this battle?
Oh, I forgot about the magic spear. Yes, the magic spear was present for this battle. That was on the field. You did see that with your thing. I forgot about the magic spear.
Okay. Oh my god, I've got too much loot. Too much loot.
Okay. So Baron Song gathers everyone around, looks over the remaining people. Most of them look to be mercenaries that have been hired by the Baron Steamwall for this. Steamhouse, not Steamwall.
How many prisoners are there?
5.
All right, and I assume we shut the gate and we like get everyone inside and lock up, or do we just leave it open?
The gate's open for now. No one seems concerned with it. All the other banners have broken.
All right. Can I get wind shear back from Haynes, or is that something you want to discuss?
You can get it back now if you want.
Yeah.
It's temporarily enlarged, though, so...
I thought I reduced...
Oh, okay, you reduced him?
Yeah, unless he had an objection.
No, fine.
I think it makes more sense to... Well, maybe he's more intimidating for the... for this interrogation process if he's standing there all 12 feet of him. So, the prisoners.
The prisoners. Baron Song looks at them. They've been disarmed. He looks over to Haynes and just says, execute them. Haynes grits his teeth but doesn't say anything. And the men kind of close their eyes, knowing that their fate is sealed, that if they run, it's just going to be worse. One of them bolts, gets stabbed by the guards. The other 4 are true warriors. They know that their death is coming, and Haynes does them mercy by giving them a nice, clean death rather than a slow, brutal one.
In the dungeons?
In the dungeons, or like a belly stab. He goes right, for the head. Makes it clean.
I could have used those souls. No, it's better this way.
Baron Song brings together you guys, and you hear some pattering footsteps as the ballista man runs out the front door looking about hastily.
Fucking ballista guy. I think he got feared before he got to fire his second shot. Is that how it went down?
You'll never really know.
He comes running down from the keep.
Yeah, because he was way up on top the whole time.
I stare daggers at him.
He tries to avoid everyone's gaze. Baron Song takes the few remaining of you guys. Says, so, looks like we've gained horses. The enemy is routed. We are still alive. I think there's only one thing to do. Everyone looks momentarily. He nods towards the horses in the keep and says, why don't we mount up and head out? Sure, we can make it to the keep just around into Cauldron around the same time as they do. And you, he says looking at you, Garrett, should be able to open their doors as they did ours, and I think that will be that. I don't know if we have the numbers to properly sack the town, but we can certainly sack their treasury.
I'm looking pretty dour through all this. I feel like I guess I had Haynes, but I've the shit that gets put on my shoulders. This keep would be forfeit if I hadn't been here. 10 men, that's his army. Now 4. I nod. I'll need to wait until tomorrow to knock the door down, but...
It's a 2-day ride.
All right, I nod eagerly. Shall we rally a militia in the town?
Scoffs. No. Militia cannot be trusted. They will sack the town for themselves and claim they never did. And he looks at the few soldiers here. True men of honor to fight wars, not rabble-rousing peasants. You men will do just fine. And, he says, gesturing to you, with our mighty wizard here, we should not have any problems with doors, walls. I think we probably don't even need... I doubt it will be more than just a shake of a spear and a magic word or two before the keep and its contents are ours.
I'm just standing there looking dour out from purple eyes.
And gray skin.
No, I broke my stone skin.
Okay.
My skin is back to normal. Bloody. Whew. I guess we pack up and ride out.
All right. The remaining
Jesus.
men have to go chase some horses down from the battlefield, but they grab them.
Yeah.
Haynes looks doubtfully at the horses, scratches his head, saying, I don't think any of these will hold me. I'm a big guy, and I got a lot of armor and weapons.
He's still 12 feet tall, or is this after?
No, you reduced him,
Okay.
but he's just, he's big, you know?
Yeah. There's no war horses that the knights had?
Even those are, you know, he's looking at them with some doubt in his eyes. Haynes is a big man. He is... No. Oh. On my notes. I thought I moved him over here. Ah, there he is. He is like 6'8", 250 pounds, plus like field plate and a shield and...
Well, maybe I could conjure a phantom steed tomorrow, but not today. We've got a cart. Could lash up some horses to it.
He nods.
Pull Haynes in a cart. We'll want something for the loot anyways, I guess.
It'll be like a big chariot. A really big, slow chariot. Be fine.
It's just like a mule cart, but we'll lash some horses to it and get it moving. So who's staying behind? Is Baron Song protecting the keep all by himself?
No, he's coming with you. He's abandoning the keep. Well,
really?
He's leaving it to his Snake Man and the Winged Snakes.
They're the only people staying behind.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. I guess they at least shut the door.
Yes, they shut the gate and rebar it. And the Snake Man and the Winged Snakes are there to stay.
Right. So everyone is mounted now, right? There are
Correct.
4 soldiers, Kel Crystal, Baron Song, myself.
I think there's 5 soldiers, including the Ballista Man. Kel Crystal, Baron Song, you, and Haynes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in total, with 10 horses and a cart.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do need to heal. I definitely need to heal. I'm going to drink part of my potion of extra healing. I don't remember exactly how that's fractioned out, but I will sip until I get a die roll.
Okay, it's a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Okay. So what do I roll? Or are you rolling for me?
Roll D8 plus... No, just a D8. If you do it all at once, it's 3d8 plus 3. If you do it in 1/3, it's only d8. You don't get the extra plus 1.
Oh, okay. Will I know this going into it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think I'm at 1 out of 22. I should probably just drink the whole thing. How is Haynes looking?
Wounded?
Wounded enough that I should share?
I think if you asked him, he would say yes.
Well, duh. I'm strategically. No. 16. I drink it all. Out of potion healing.
Those potions of healing are... Ooh, here's my notes.
Although in another level, I will be able to make my own potions. I think it takes unicorn horns to make healing potions, though, doesn't it?
I think they can be used in healing potions.
Okay.
But I don't think it takes them.
Maybe I'll figure out how to work around with the unicorn blood. Do like some standard potions of healing. Maybe the extra healing costs you or take unicorn horn.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could just shave off a little bit and it'd still protect me from poison. Or maybe we need to go unicorn hunting.
A single horn used by an alchemist to manufacture 2d6 potions of healing.
So is this where all healing potions in the Dungeons and Dragons universe come from?
No, I think they come from a variety of sources, but a unicorn horn could make it, or you could make it via.
Okay, I really liked that idea of like I don't know.
There's like a unicorn factory.
Yeah.
People just breed unicorns, then cut their horns off once they come of age and turn them into healing potions.
Yeah, and all of these adventurers thinking they're good people.
Just drinking the poor. Or is it like shark fin soup where they just cut off the horn and then let the unicorns run around hornless?
Sharks usually die. I bet a unicorn would die if you sawed its horn off and weren't careful.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's like how they cut rhinos' horns off and then just leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So, the legions of Misty Rapids ride out across do we head towards the road or across the Tetherwild?
He's gonna ride you up the road and then down the road because that'll be better for the cart and better for the horses and everything.
Maybe we could have gotten some free healing from a priest in town, but well, the potion is quaffed.
As you ride through town, the people are poking their heads out of their doors and see you coming through, giving a rousing cheer and shouts of joy for the victorious army marching through, having not seen a lick of the battle.
Did they see like the soldiers of Cauldron fleeing?
Nope. They heard that one guy show up and talk to you, and then you rode off. And now it is a few hours later, and Baron Song and his men come riding through, presumably leaving half his men behind at the keep to defend it. Looks like you guys are all intact. Haynes is pretty bloody, but you're fine. Hell, Crystal's got this weird gray stuff all over her. But, looks good. Everyone seems happy.
All right. Does anyone of note come out to meet us? Does like Mother Ullman say anything?
She watches as you guys march by, and I think you notice Baron Song turn and actually look at her and kind of just maintain eye contact with her for a while, which is maybe the only time we've ever actually seen him look at her. Mm-hmm. Every other time that they've ridden through, he's just kind of stopped and waited and ignored all of their rituals. And this time it's almost like he's glowering at her as he rides past.
So much for purifying the pestilence of the West.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is Mother Emma out amongst the crowd?
She is not.
Okay. I don't think there are any other interesting NPCs in town, are there? Just like 1,500 potential cult members?
Perhaps. There's also Sheriff. What's his name? Sheriff. I don't think I wrote his name down. His name?
Some boring 4-letter dude name.
Boring? What? No, my sheriffs are all super interesting.
It wasn't Cody. We got Cody killed, but I think it was Sheriff Jake.
Yeah, Jake sounds about right.
I think it might actually be Jake.
I think it's Sheriff Jake. Okay.
So no priests coming out to offer their healing?
No. Maybe that's what Baron Song was glaring at Mother Ullman about.
Yeah. Well. To Cauldron.
Cauldron indeed. You guys make your way to a cauldron. The first day of the journey is uneventful, as can be expected from a large force of men traveling a relatively well-traveled road. And no one gains any HP because that's still the first 24 hours having been wounded.
Yeah.
It's enshrined in our documents now. Let's see, it's 50 miles from Misty Rapids to Cauldron. When all is said and done. And your horses go about, 48? So by the time, before the day is out, you start riding through some of the villages of Cauldron. And as you do so, because there's some on the road, you notice people moving inside, shutting their doors, and peering out from behind wind slats, nervously looking at you. Some of the soldiers give Baron Song a questioning look, like a, should we sack this village? He shakes his head. Soldiers look a little dejected. Tell there's still, fire in their blood from the battle that day. That night you all settle down for a restful sleep. I don't think anyone has any camping supplies aside from Haynes.
No, not really. I have a shovel. Got a lot of random shit, but I mean, I've got like flint and tinder to start a fire and rations, I think. So we make camp. I think I want to hit the sack. I want to fall asleep as soon as I can, so I can get up early and memorize spells.
I take it back. You guys spend the night in one of the villages.
Okay.
Baron Song orders peasants to leave their houses to quarter troops.
Is this our village, or is this?
No, this is one of Cauldron's villages. And Baron Song just kind of rides up and tells his men, stay in these houses around here. We'll keep a watch. You start watch. You relieve him after 3 hours. You relieve him after 3 hours. And since they don't have I want to say, Fourth Amendment, you guys just quarter troops in their houses. Is it Fourth Amendment? No. Third? Yeah, Third Amendment. Thank you.
They might after this. Well, but these are enemies. These are occupied in times of war.
Right.
Okay. So I find a bedroom then and go to sleep. Does Baron Song actually kick the peasants out of their houses, or does he make the soldiers do it? Does he make me do it? Do I have to find my own bedroom and ask someone to leave?
You have to go find your own house and ask someone to leave. Or they can stay in there with you. I think it's probably more comfortable to me.
I think it would make the most sense to defend a centralized location, find the.
Yeah, the center of town is your defended
or
location.
if there's a town, or if there's a sheriff's office or a town hall. I guess it's just a village, so there's probably no sheriff.
Right. It's just a bunch of houses that you guys grab and take.
Yeah. I don't know that I say anything. I mean, I think I probably let the soldiers take the first few, and then people catch wind of what's going on, and I just walk up to one and glare at them, and they probably have heard
the rumors, heard the legend.
Yeah.
Seen the man now.
They take off running, and I take off napping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what time it is, but I need to wake up early and memorize a bunch of spells.
Okay. So you pass out pretty much immediately. You've been exhausted. You had a big day.
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up the next morning.
All right. So enlarge, reduce. I still have 2 color sprays. I still have a burning hands. Deep pockets, which I cast immediately. Displace self, 2 knocks, ESP, lightning bolt, phantom steed, lemon's tiny hut, dimension door, thunderstaff, stone skin. How much time? So I can cast. Can I deal with the deep pockets and the stone skin and then rememorize?
That's
or how
both third level spells.
Stone skin is a 4th. Deep pockets is a 2nd. So yeah.
So if you didn't
Whatever. I'll mark them off. I got enough spells anyways.
I think
So
you could do one because you've got an hour, and memorizing both spells takes an hour. Then casting them.
Okay, why don't I cast a stone skin on Haynes and myself then? With that. Oh shit! I only got 3 more castings of Diamond Dust. 18 golden needles. All right, so I think if I'd probably go to bed, I'd probably like shut myself in my room at 8 p.m. and so that I'm like emerging at the same time as everyone else likely, but I'd spent the last couple of hours in in another dimension, the demi-plane of magic. Let's do some stone skins. This is for me.
Oh. The continuing bad luck of stone skins. That is the last 5 you have cast have all been minimum.
Yeah. Oh well.
Okay.
And we pack up and continue west.
Not too long after that, you guys arrive at Cauldron proper. I think this is the first time you have been here. Cauldron is a kind of podunk little town of 2,500 people.
I do actually have a second lightning bolt, by the way. Okay.
So it's roughly the same size as Misty Rapids with the same racial makeup of all humans.
So we're approaching Cauldron, you said, or we're approaching a town along the way? Okay. Is there? I mean, like, do we see no soldiers between here and Cauldron? They somehow, like, some of them were on foot. How did they? They must have disappeared amongst the local populace, or
you see no soldiers. You can
other wild
theory craft as to where they may have gone.
They could be sitting in Misty Rapids.
They could be anywhere. The town of Cauldron. Kind of the road through leads you right past the start of the river, where you see the erupting geyser every few minutes. I guess it's maybe every half hour or something. The rest of the time it's just constantly bubbling hot water, and then every now and then it's just a giant spurt of steaming water into the air. You see this old, kind of dried out wooden cage on a weighted lever dangling off to the side, and this kind of almost like Colosseum-like set of structures around it, where you've got this inn with a great view and this other tavern with a great view, and there's some bench seating all around this little execution site. The people of the town clearly know what's up and recognize the banners. That I guess you don't really have any banners, but the people riding through, and they get out of their way.
I do have a 4-foot long bronze serpent in my hand.
Except for
I'll ride into town on my phantom steed.
One elderly woman steps out before you guys. She's wearing kind of, old gray rags. She's got salt and pepper hair. Her face is wrinkled. Her nose is crooked. Maybe it's been broken a few times by people who have abused her in the past. Her eyes are squinty, and she stands in the middle of the road in a Minster Square style. Except instead of standing kind of calm and peacefully, she glowers at you and goes, "You there! You will be cursed, all of you! You intrude upon our lands! All die! You'll all be boiled like lobsters!"
Your lands are already cursed. I look around for the keep or wherever it is that we're heading.
It's pretty clear that there is a single stone keep in the center of town. Just like 300, like 300 or 400 feet away from the cauldron itself. It is 3 stories high, and flying the banner of the steam house, of the house steam house, which is a white dragon that kind of fades into mist partway through it, over a field of red and bordered in black.
Is there a palisade wall around it, or is this just a keep in town?
Yep, just a keep in town.
I ride towards it.
Okay. You see heads looking out through the windows down at you guys. Baron's song kind of stops you guys near some buildings. So let's take a moment to talk about this keep. The keep is centered. Well, let's pretend it's centered in town. It doesn't really matter too much. There are some angled streets. It's not like nice right angles. There's some streets that are coming in at 30-degree angles, some that are coming at 90 or whatever. But everything seems to come towards the keep in this town. All the streets kind of come to it. Baron's song keeps you guys on one of these heavily angled streets and stops you before you like turn the corner to see the front door of it. Takes a moment. Haynes is now on foot. The cart is parked a little bit away. He looks to the 7 of you, whatever, and then to you and says, Carl, would you open those doors for us, please?
How you said it was how many feet? So looking around the corner across the street.
Maybe 30 feet from where you're standing. No, I'm sorry, 100 feet from where you're standing.
It is done, and with but an utterance, the doors blow open. Yeah.
Yes.
Unless they are magically locked or held or something.
The doors burst open, and you see, now that they're open, kind of an empty room on the other side. Baron Song pokes his head around as well, then turns to Haynes and goes, You, go in first. Draw any arrow fire they may have. Haynes pats his stone skin, gives a good nod, and starts to walk the open 100 feet from the corner to the front door.
All right, I'm going to cast Displace Self on myself and then follow after Haynes. So I guess I will let him bait out the first few shots, but...
Four quarrels fly from the building. One of them missing, 3 of them striking his armor and falling harmlessly to the ground. He looks up and just kind of laughs at them loudly, and then proceeds to walk in farther.
Yeah, so I displace myself and then follow after him unless Lord Song stops me.
He doesn't. He holds the rest of his men back. In a moment, you and Haynes are in the keep. It is dim. The only light is from the windows on this ground floor. There seem to be slats near the top of this roof that kind of come from arrow slit-like things to let more light in, but there's not. It's not very good lighting in here.
We're kind of spaced, so we're probably 30 feet apart. Probably like, I don't know, some like, I mean, maybe even a full half move behind him. Does he step into the keep?
He does.
When I reach there?
Yeah.
Are there stairways? So it's entirely indoor, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no yard or anything, so it's like a entry hall.
There's a small entry hall. It's the width of the door and maybe 15 feet deep, and immediately there is a staircase to your right that heads up to the second floor.
And no other door, no other...
A door on the other side of you that is currently closed, but presumably leads into the main entrance chamber.
All right. I take a step in. How long do I think it will take me to clear this place? Do I activate my True Seeing now? Yeah, I place a hand on the amulet and activate a True Seeing to be aware of any magic or traps. And I step towards the door.
Quick look at... True Seeing does not go through stone, does it?
I think it's like 1 foot of stone.
True seeing does not penetrate solid objects and in no way confers X-ray vision or its equivalent.
Okay, cool. So there
Yeah,
are
no,
things-
I think that's what do you call it? Detect magic does 1 foot of stone.
Yeah, okay. But I will be able to see if this doorknob is trapped or the door is held
Right,
or
right.
things like that. And then when I find the loot, I'll know exactly what it is. So I open the door.
To the main room.
Mhm.
Okay. And with that, why don't we take our break? See you guys on the other side. Bye.